But to take that and then to move that into code, that's like a whole other ballgame, right? And then on top of that, you shouldn't be taking formulas natively, right? Because what if you're what if you're misunderstanding the formula, right? What if you wrote it wrong? Or what if the formula or like the general approach doesn't work, right? Just because it's in a white paper doesn't mean it's good. It just means it's unpublished, right? So libraries are very beneficial for that because one, the code tends to be more reliable, and two, the approach basically has been validated by the global community to some degree if it's going to be in a library, right? So the real world answer is that you're rarely going to need that deep of a level of calculus or anything else really, the linear algebra approaches, all that, right? I mean, the only rare times when I've seen it is in neural networks. Every once in a while, like, maybe like once a year, you come across somebody who's used a custom activation function for their nodes, right? Okay, yeah, maybe that's an application of it, but usually that's somebody who's kind of like, being a little snotty, and they can use another activation function just fine. They're just choosing to use their own, right? So that's really the only cases where I've seen like native math be helpful. But otherwise, you're going to be using a library and it's going to be just calling it in code, right? So I appreciate the follow-up, Kevin. But yeah, so, just kind of want to emphasize that because I don't want people to be intimidated by the math. And quite frankly, I think a lot of people use it as a gatekeeping, like a little bit of a low-key gatekeeping kind of approach. Because it makes them sound better, right? Like, oh yeah, you need a lot of math and data science. I'm a math expert. You want to pay for my course? Forget that, okay? All right, Kevin goes on to add, regarding the role of probability, you mean to say that it's required to just have a sense of what probability is, or do we need to master all the theorems and core stuff? I think it's